Is the Diablo 4 endgame boring? This is a criticism that I think is getting a lot more common recently, and I want to share my thoughts on it for anybody who's willing to listen to little old me. And before we engage the IQ accelerators and go gigabrain on this, I want to first acknowledge that endgame isn't the same for everybody. For some, it's when they finish the campaign. For others, it's when they get into tier 4. And for me, it was when I hit level 100. I understand that, but for the purposes of this video, we're going to be talking about for when most players, they move into the gameplay loop of Nightmare Dungeons and Hell Tides, and they just cycle between those two, and how that's tedious. Now, my first thought is, I feel like most people are putting too much of an expectation on this version of Diablo 4. And what I mean is, like, this is the most vanilla the game is going to ever be. It's also the shortest version of the game we'll ever have as well, because if, you know, from the launch of the game to the first season, we're looking at a maximum of 2 months. That is half the size of a full season. So I think it's safe to then say the intention was never for people to get really far into the end game and start grinding the absolute shit out of the dungeons and the Hell Tides like gamers on crack, because most people, and this really illustrated the point for me, most players in the game, and this was verified by the devs themselves in the campfire chat, as of like a couple of days ago, hadn't even finished the campaign. So, those players are not going to get that far into this kind of like grindy cycle of gameplay until right near the end of the 2 months, and probably won't experience as much tedium as like players like myself. And that was really my first thought. I feel like it's too soon to say. We need to see what the first season is going to be like, because I think that'll be the introduction of the first like highly repeatable end game content. Could be wrong, might end up eating shit on that take, but we'll see, won't we? We'll see very soon. My second, and this is kind of a cop-out, but this applies to not just this game but every game, and that is, I feel like a lot of the players I've spoken to personally just hit their goals, and now they're blaming the game for the lack of direction they have with their like character development or playing the game. And this happens to me a lot, so I can really relate to this one. And it's, for me, for this game, I actually had it happen. It was, I wanted to get to level 100, and I did it. I blasted to level 100, and I was like, right, I'm done. And I was lost. I didn't know what to do. And the next day or two after hitting that goal, I was bored. I didn't feel much enjoyment from playing the game. I was like, I really have done everything I wanted to do. But I took a second to think about it. It's like, you know what? I haven't done Uber Lilith. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna get this done. Since having set myself that new goal, I feel like I'm back on week 1. I wake up, I'm excited to play the game, and I'm more than willing to grind a dungeon for 8 hours for pieces of gear that I feel like I need to do that fight. And I feel like, yeah, a lot of the players I talk to, again, they've not done that for themselves. They've hit tier 4 and they go, I'm done. Game's boring. I don't want to do anything else. And they could fix that by setting themselves a new goal. Now, this sounds like, it sounds stupid, because it's not like you need a 10-point plan to play a fucking game, but it can really help you get more enjoyment from it. But if you don't want to do that, or if you really have achieved the goals you set yourself out to achieve, then congratulations, you've completed the season. Like, you've done what you wanted to do. Go watch some anime, go watch a show, I don't know, go hang out, touch grass, man, and come back next season and then, achieve the same goal, or maybe, set a slightly higher one for yourself. Do the new content, the new challenges. But, it's not the game's fault that you finished doing what you want to do in the game. But that's kind of that's kind of a lot of gray area on that one. But again, I feel like it's a really important point to bring up. But that really is it. I just had those two main thoughts on it. As always, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. If you liked the video, consider giving it a like, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.